This is the Sammo Creston pass. So this is from Creston to Castlegar, and then Castlegar to Penticton, Penticton to Kelowna, Kelowna Kamloops, and then Vancouver. And then I'm going to do another video for our Yukon trip. So this is the steady climb up to the summit. Very steep, and the truck works hard going up here. We weren't too heavy this particular day. Winter tyres or all-season tyres are needed, and then we have to carry our chains as well. And we've got our chain-up areas. The road's fairly windy up here, continuing to climb. The trees are just starting to turn. They're a bit later than normal, but great run up here. So here we've got another chain up area on the right hand side coming up, so you may not have had to put your chains on at the beginning of the climb, but halfway up the lights will start flashing and you have to pull over and put your chains on, which is not always that fun. These are the gates at the beginning of the summit. We have to pull over here to do our brake check before starting heading down the bottom of the mountain. On the right hand side there is a beautiful lake. These are the toilets, information, and there's a nice walk that you can do there. In the winter time the snow is covering up these toilets there. This is us starting to head down the other side now. Fairly steep. We've got runoff areas that, God forbid, if our brakes were to go, that we have to aim for them. And this is bringing us down into Castlegar now through the mountain range. So this is coming down to Castlegar now, so the bridge that you can see in the distance, that's where we're heading for. You've got the airport straight ahead, and at the bottom of this highway you have the scale house that we will have to pull in before heading on. So we're starting to head out of Grand Forks. That's where we stayed for the night. Started heading on to Highway 97 through Osoyoos and then up to Penticton. We go past quite a few lakes here. The scenery here, as you can see, is a lot more changeable. There's the fruit that is grown here and the wineries around. You've got the Okanagan Lake that you're coming up to just before Kelowna. More desert-like here. Fairly busy highway. We're heading, we're only about 6 hours, if that, from Vancouver. So a popular area to live in because the climate is so nice here. You get minimum snowfall here. It's only in the higher levels that you get it here. So we're heading back onto Highway 1 now. This is the South Thompson River, which then goes into Kamloops Lake, which is an amazing place. Huge. As you can still see that the terrain is still very desert-like. It's not as green as it was up at the Sammo Creston Pass, Castlegar area. So heading straight on now to Vancouver. So this is Kamloops, fairly big city. We just made our 4th delivery here to the Honda place, and Highway 1, Vancouver. So it's a fairly steep climb out of Kamloops. As I said, we are still on Highway 1 here. Now, if we had been able to go straight to the Yukon from here, instead of having to do a delivery in Vancouver, we would have turned right and gone on to the 97 north. As you know, we've already been on the 97, which is from the south of BC, but we'll be going back on that once we come back out of Vancouver on the 1, and then we'll head on to the 97, and that'll be in our next video. see both these trucks have got their four ways going. It is a really steep climb out of here. So anything under 40 kilometres an hour, they have to put their four ways on to notify people coming up the hill that they're slow moving. We're nearly at the top now. We've got the truck stop on the left hand side that quite a few of us stop at, and making our way steady out now. So coming into the Vancouver area now, this is Portman Bridge that we're coming on to. It carries 10 lanes of traffic, and there's a light rail one as well. So this is a pretty busy bridge that goes over the Fraser River. As you can see, this is fairly light traffic. It can be nose to tail all the way across here in the busy times. We're just going to our delivery in Surrey.